Hey everyone, Eric the car guy here. Today we're talking Acura MDX piston rings. These little guys are essential. They keep your engine running smooth. They seal the gap between the piston and cylinder wall. This keeps oil from burning up. It also helps the engine make good power. Worn out rings mean trouble. You might see blue smoke from your exhaust. You might notice your MDX burning oil. Your engine might feel weaker. If this happens, it might be time for new rings. This job is not for beginners. You'll need some serious mechanical skills. If you're up for the challenge, let's get started. Before we start, gather your tools and parts. You'll need basic hand tools like sockets, wrenches, and screwdrivers. A torque wrench is a must-have. You'll need it for tightening bolts to the right spec. You'll also need some specialty tools. These include a piston ring compressor and a ridge reamer. For parts, you'll need new piston rings, of course. It's a good idea to replace your rod bearings while you're in there. You might also need new head gaskets. Make sure you have everything before you begin. First, park your MDX on a level surface. Disconnect the negative battery cable. This will prevent electrical shorts. Next, drain the engine oil and coolant. You don't want to make a mess. Now, it's time to remove the hood. Prop it up safely, or have a buddy help you. With the hood out of the way, you can start disconnecting components. Disconnecting everything is the hardest part. There are a lot of wires, hoses, and components in the way. Label everything you disconnect. Take pictures if it helps you remember where things go. Start by disconnecting the air intake and exhaust system. Then, move on to the fuel lines, electrical connectors, and vacuum lines. Be careful not to damage anything. Once everything is disconnected, you can remove the engine mounts. Now, the engine is ready to come out. Use an engine hoist to lift it out of the engine bay. It's heavy, so be careful. With the engine out, it's time to get to the pistons. First, remove the cylinder heads. This will expose the pistons and cylinders. Now, rotate the crankshaft to bring each piston to the top of its cylinder. You'll need a socket and ratchet for this. With the piston at the top, you can remove the connecting rod cap. This will allow you to push the piston out of the cylinder. Clean the piston and cylinder bore thoroughly. Use a ridge reamer to remove any carbon buildup on the top edge of the cylinder. Now, it's time to install the new rings. Use a piston ring compressor to compress the rings. Carefully slide the piston back into the cylinder. Be careful not to damage the new rings. Once the rings are on, you can reassemble the engine. Install the connecting rod caps and torque them to spec. Make sure to use new rod bearings. Next, install the cylinder heads with new gaskets. Torque the head bolts to spec. This is critical to prevent leaks. Now, you can reinstall all the components you removed earlier. Refer to your labels and photos to make sure everything goes back in the right place. With the engine back together, you can reinstall it in the MDX. Use the engine hoist to lower it back into the engine bay. Reconnect the engine mounts and torque them to spec. Then reconnect all the wires, hoses, and components you disconnected earlier. Again, refer to your labels and photos. Once everything is connected, refill the engine oil and coolant. Double-check all your work. Make sure all connections are tight and secure. Now, the moment of truth. Reconnect the battery and try starting your MDX. It might take a few tries to build up oil pressure. Don't worry, that's normal. Keep an eye out for any leaks and listen for any strange noises. If everything looks and sounds good, take your MDX for a test drive. Congrats, you've successfully replaced your piston rings. Remember, this is a complex job. If you're not comfortable tackling it yourself, take your MDX to a qualified mechanic, and always refer to your Acura MDX repair manual for specific instructions and torque specifications.